If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The NFL world woke up to absolute chaos this morning after breaking news spread like wildfire. Aaron Donald, one of the most dominant defensive players in league history, has reportedly agreed to a mega deal with the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, you heard that right, the Cleveland Browns. This is the kind of move that nobody saw coming. Not even the most diehard insiders or rumor hunters who spend all day scrolling through Twitter for leaks. Donald, who many believed was on the verge of retirement after an illustrious run with the Los Angeles Rams, apparently had different plans. Instead of fading into the sunset with his Super Bowl ring and Defensive Player of the Year trophies, he's decided to shock the world and join one of the most unpredictable franchises in the league. Sources close to the situation claim that negotiations were kept under wraps for weeks, with both sides intentionally staying silent to avoid media leaks. The Browns front office, known for their aggressive roster moves in recent years, reportedly put together a deal that not only matches Donald's value, but also gives him a real shot at another championship. Cleveland fans are losing their minds, and honestly, so is the entire NFL community. People are already flooding social media with reactions, memes, and wild theories about what this move means for the balance of power in the AFC. Some are calling it the blockbuster of the decade, while others are scratching their heads, wondering how on earth the Browns managed to pull this off. Let's not forget that just a few weeks ago, there were reports saying Donald was content in Los Angeles, enjoying his post-football life and focusing on family. But clearly, something changed. Maybe it was the lure of one more shot at glory. Maybe it was the competitive fire that just doesn't go out in legends like him. Or maybe, and this one's making rounds online, he just couldn't resist the massive paycheck Cleveland offered. Word on the street is that this contract could make him the highest-paid defensive player in NFL history. Imagine that, Aaron Donald, a living legend, wearing the orange and brown, lining up next to Myles Garrett. The idea alone is enough to make offensive coordinators lose sleep tonight. Now, before anyone starts yelling fake news or clickbait, several credible insiders are confirming that the agreement is real, though the official announcement is expected later this week. Apparently, the Browns' general manager Andrew Berry played a masterclass in negotiation, keeping everything under tight control while ensuring the Rams didn't get wind of the talks until it was too late. Donald's camp reportedly wanted a situation where he could compete for a title, but also feel like he had a major leadership role in shaping a young, hungry defense. Cleveland, surprisingly, checked all those boxes. Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. These guys form the backbone of one of the most underrated defenses in football. Add Donald to that mix, and suddenly you're looking at a unit that could legitimately terrorize quarterbacks week in and week out. Reports say the Browns' locker room already exploded with excitement when players heard the rumor, with some calling it a game-changer for the entire franchise. For fans of the Los Angeles Rams, though, this is an emotional gut punch. Donald has been the heart and soul of that team for nearly a decade. From the day he was drafted, he redefined what it meant to be a defensive lineman. Pure power, relentless motor, unmatched technique. Rams fans are understandably devastated, feeling like they just lost a piece of their identity. Many are taking to social media to express their gratitude, calling him the greatest defensive player to ever wear the horns. Others, however, are questioning how the organization could let such a monumental player slip away. Did they underestimate how serious he was about continuing his career? Did contract talks stall? Or was it something deeper, like a desire for a new challenge after years of carrying the defensive load? Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. This is the end of an era in Los Angeles and possibly the beginning of a terrifying new one in Cleveland. And if you think this is just about money, think again. Sources suggest that Donald's motivation runs deeper than a paycheck. Apparently, he's been itching to prove that he can still dominate at the highest level, even after whispers that his prime years are behind him. Cleveland offered him not just financial security, but a mission to take a franchise known for heartbreak and turn it into a powerhouse. That's a storyline straight out of a Hollywood script. Imagine the narrative. The veteran warrior joins forces with a younger superstar to bring glory to a team long seen as cursed. For someone as competitive as Aaron Donald, that's the kind of challenge that lights a fire. And don't forget, The Browns' defense already looked top-tier last season. With Donald anchoring that line, they might just become unstoppable. Quarterbacks across the league better start planning their escape routes, because Cleveland just became a nightmare destination. Still, the biggest mystery remains. How did this deal stay secret for so long? NFL insiders pride themselves on catching even the faintest rumors before they explode, but this one came completely out of nowhere. There's speculation that Donald's agent orchestrated a stealth negotiation, meeting with Browns executives privately in Los Angeles while pretending discussions were about a possible consulting role or endorsement. The fact that nobody leaked it shows how tight the circle was. Fans are now scouring flight records, social media posts, and press appearances, trying to find clues that this was brewing under the surface. And now that the cat's out of the bag, you can bet every sports show, podcast, and YouTube channel is going to spend the next week dissecting every angle. This isn't just a signing, it's a shift in NFL gravity. Aaron Donald in Cleveland? That's not just news. That's history in motion. What's truly fascinating about this entire situation is how it changes the narrative around both Donald and the Browns. For years, Cleveland has been that team that always looked one piece away from greatness, but somehow always found a way to fall short. Now, with Donald in the mix, that phrase might finally become obsolete. It's not just about his stats or his presence on the field. It's about the mentality he brings. This is a guy who trains like a machine, who studies film like a scientist, who demands excellence from everyone around him. Imagine the kind of influence he'll have on younger players in that locker room. Suddenly, practice sessions get sharper, the defensive line meetings get louder, and accountability shoots through the roof. That's what legends do. They elevate everything and everyone. If the Browns were serious about changing their culture, this is the move that seals it. Fans are already dreaming of playoff runs and imagining Donald lifting a Lombardi trophy in orange and brown. It sounds wild, but hey, this is the NFL, the land of the impossible becoming reality. And let's not ignore what this means for the AFC North. This division was already a battlefield, with the Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers constantly duking it out for supremacy. Now, throw Aaron Donald into the mix, and you've got chaos. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and whoever's under center for Pittsburgh are probably not thrilled right now. This changes game plans, blocking schemes, and even off-season priorities. The Browns, once considered underdogs, might suddenly find themselves as the most feared defensive unit in football. Imagine a third-down situation where Myles Garrett comes screaming off one edge while Donald bulldozes up the middle. How do you stop that? You don't. You just survive it. The ripple effect will be massive, forcing other teams to rethink how they build their offensive lines. The AFC playoff picture just got a whole lot more complicated, and every coach in the conference is watching Cleveland like a hawk. But of course, every big move comes with its share of doubters. Some analysts are questioning whether Donald, at his age, can still perform at an elite level for an entire season. They point to the physical toll, the grind of 17 games, and the brutal AFC North winters as potential challenges. Yet if history tells us anything, it's that counting out Aaron Donald is a fool's game. This man doesn't slow down, he adapts. He's not just strong, he's technical, disciplined, and strategic. Remember when people said he was undersized coming out of college? He turned that into motivation. When critics said he couldn't sustain dominance past 30, he proved them wrong by continuing to wreak havoc. Now he's stepping into a new chapter, and if there's one thing that drives legends, it's proving people wrong. Cleveland isn't just getting a player. They're getting a mentality, a legacy, and a statement that says, we're done being average. From a business perspective, the move also makes perfect sense. The Browns have been trying to reshape their public image, moving away from years of dysfunction and disappointment. Signing a player of Donald's caliber instantly changes the brand. Season tickets? Expect them to sell out faster than ever. Merchandise? You'll see orange and brown jerseys with 99 flying off the shelves by tomorrow morning. The excitement translates into dollars, and the organization knows it. But more importantly, it gives fans something they haven't had in a long time: belief. Belief that this team can compete with anyone. Belief that the dark days are finally over. Even neutral fans are intrigued, because love him or hate him, Aaron Donald moves the needle. Every game he plays is must-watch television. And now, All eyes will be on Cleveland every Sunday, waiting to see if this gamble pays off. What's even more poetic about this is how it mirrors Donald's personality. Quiet, calculated, but devastating when unleashed. He didn't make noise during free agency, didn't drop hints, didn't post cryptic messages online. He just made a move that sent shockwaves across the league. That's pure Aaron Donald. Let your game, not your words, do the talking. You can almost imagine him walking into that Browns facility for the first time, shaking hands with Garrett, nodding silently, ready to work. No flash, no drama, just focus. And that's what makes this story so compelling. It's not just a rumor anymore. It's a declaration that greatness isn't bound by location. You can be a legend in Los Angeles and still chase glory in Cleveland. You can redefine your legacy on your own terms. That's what separates good players from all-time greats. So here we are, standing at the dawn of something potentially historic. If this move holds true and becomes official in the coming days, the NFL might be entering a new defensive era led by two monsters in Cleveland. Fans are already dubbing it the Dawg Pound revolution. The energy is electric, the possibilities endless. Maybe the Browns finally break the curse. Maybe they become the next defensive dynasty. Or maybe this whole thing blows up spectacularly. That's the beauty of sports. You never know until the whistle blows. But one thing's for sure, nobody's sleeping on Cleveland anymore. Aaron Donald just turned the football world upside down, and whether you love it or hate it, you can't look away. This isn't just news. This is legend-making in real time, and the season hasn't even started yet. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. And you know what's crazy? The more people talk about it, the more it starts to feel real. Even though the official press conference hasn't happened yet, the whispers are getting louder, insiders are doubling down, and everyone around the league seems to be preparing as if it's already a done deal. NFL players are tweeting cryptic messages, former teammates are dropping subtle emojis, and analysts are lining up to debate what this means for the future of defensive football. It's like the calm before the storm. Everyone senses something seismic is about to drop. And deep down, there's a sense that this isn't just a short-term stunt or a publicity grab. Aaron Donald isn't the type to chase headlines. If he's doing this, it's because he believes he can win. And if he believes, Cleveland believes. The Browns have spent years fighting for respect, clawing their way out of mediocrity, and now, with a living legend joining their ranks, they might finally have the swagger to match their potential. What's also wild is how much this move could reshape locker room dynamics across the league. Think about it. When a future Hall of Famer like Donald changes teams, it sends a message to every other veteran out there. It says, if you still have that fire, go where you can make an impact. It's already sparking conversations about other stars considering similar late-career moves. Players who might have been content staying put now wondering if they too could chase one last shot at glory somewhere unexpected. This could trigger a domino effect that shifts the NFL's balance of power in ways we haven't seen in years. For the Browns, though, it's not just about star power. It's about identity. This team has spent decades trying to define who they are. With Donald on board, that identity becomes clear: toughness, discipline, and dominance. The kind of team that doesn't just compete, it intimidates. And that's something Cleveland hasn't been able to say in a long, long time. At the end of the day, whether this story turns out to be a perfectly orchestrated PR play or the real deal, one thing's certain: the buzz isn't going away anytime soon. Every fan base is talking about it. Every sports show is running segments on it. And every defensive player in the league is secretly wondering what it would be like to line up next to Aaron Donald in Cleveland. The Browns, a team once laughed at for their endless rebuilds, might have just flipped the script completely. From underdogs to contenders, from jokes to juggernauts. That's the kind of transformation legends bring. And if the rumors prove true, the NFL better get ready, because the Dawg Pound isn't barking anymore. It's roaring. The league just got a lot scarier, and it all started with one name, one signature, and one unthinkable move: Aaron Donald to the Cleveland Browns. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!